Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Happy Hustle Show. For those of you that are new in my world, I do these twice a week normally, Monday and Thursday, and I'm never quite sure what time it'll be because I fit them around all my other stuff that I do on Mondays and Thursdays. So I try to do them consistently on those days, but I don't have a set time. Therefore, if you would like to catch me live, and when you can catch me live, you can ask me questions and interact with me. So if you would like to catch me live, you can sign up to get a text notification, which I send out just before I hit the live button every time. You will find the link for that within the Happy Side Hustle community under announcements, I think. I just need to double check. If you can't find it, just put a post in the Happy Side Hustle community and go, where's the link for those text notifications? And I will ping it in there. Today I want to talk about checking the viability of your side hustle idea. It's really important before you invest time and money in your side hustle to check as much as possible that there is a market for it. So my take generally is there is a market for most things. There is a market for most things. However, there are some things that have a limited market. So if it's something that, say it's a product and it's something that you like, because that tends to be how the idea will come in the first place, then there are other people like you out there. But what you need to check is, do those people want to buy that thing, or do they get the pleasure from making it themselves, if that makes sense? If you've got an idea for a service, it's the same thing. If it's a service you would pay for it, the odds are that there's somebody else out there that would pay for it. But it's really useful just for your own peace of mind before you invest time and money in your taking your idea into fully fledged side hustle. It's worthwhile checking to make sure that that you've done your due diligence. Really, there's a market. So there are 3 ways that you can check if your side hustle is likely to be viable. So the first one is, are there any competitors offering what you're offering? Now, I know that sometimes having competitors makes people worried because they're like, well, there's already people doing this very successfully, or there's already people that are kind of much more advanced than I am, or people that are more qualified than I am, or whatever is going on in your head. So remember, you're the only one that can bring you to the world. Hi, Ellen. Congratulations on your reel. You made me do a reel today. It's the first one I've ever done. So I need to go and look at yours, but that inspired me. You're the only one that can bring you to the world. So even if there's other people out there doing the same thing as you, as you plan to do, that's okay. There's still room for you, how you do it, your energy, your love that will go into it. So having competitors is a good thing, not a bad thing. The first thing to check is, are there competitors out there doing something similar? Can you be inspired by what they do? And also, what's really useful is if you can have a look at competitors like social media or websites or Etsy shops, or whatever's relevant for whatever your side hustle is, and have a look at what questions are they being asked? What problems are they solving for their customers? What are customers asking them? So for example, it might take my product-based side hustle. So in my jewelry side hustle, quite often people will ask me if they can get filling kits for the cremation jewelry that I sell. Now I sell those separately, and for a while I've been thinking maybe I should just pop the kit in with the jewelry, because I get regular questions about that. The challenge that I have with that, and you'll get it if you're a product-based side hustle owner, is it puts the postage up significantly, because my pendants and bracelets send out as a large letter in Royal Mail. But if I put the filling kit in with the funnel, it goes up to a small parcel, which is just so much more to absorb the cost of free postage. Anyway, that's just something that I kind of think round around my head. Those types of things, when you look at competitors and you look at, okay, my customers would probably rather I was sending that out, then you could consider whether that could be part of your offering. So then that differentiates you slightly from other people that are out there. For a service-based business, I would be really interested in having a look on people's pages and in people's Facebook groups to see what sort of things are people asking, what sort of challenges are people coming up with, and then seeing if you can come up with some sort of a solution to those things that you know that are already out there. If you don't want to kind of go and sneak in competitors' Facebook groups, you can just look in Google searches. You can just kind of generally look for forums and just see the sorts of things that people are talking about online, the sorts of things people are complaining about online, and the sorts of things that people are wishing existed. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Liz. Oh, nice to see you. Okay, so number one, check out the competition for whatever your side hustle is. Look at how much they are selling whatever their offer is for. Look at the variety of sales prices that are there, because remember, one of the things that came up a few times in the challenge last week was, how are people selling things and not covering the costs? And if you're looking at Etsy, there are lots of people doing that. Like, don't even give any time to thinking about how you're more expensive than those people. When you cost your product properly and you put in the profit, because the profit is the thing that changes it from a hobby to a business and fills your side hustle pot and drives you towards your vision. When you do that, then you are going to have a long-lasting side hustle, or lasting as long as you want before you want it to evolve into something else. Those people that are selling things at a loss or just about covering costs, they will be there for a few months and then they will go again when they realize that they're losing money, and they won't understand why. And that's because setting up a business is not just as straightforward as your auntie going, oh, that's really nice, you should sell that on Etsy. And you go, oh, I'll just cover the cost, or I'll just put £1 onto that because people are selling them low. It's not as straightforward as that. There's loads of people on Etsy that have no idea what they're doing business-wise. So don't be worried about the prices. You can have a look at the price range, but my advice is always price high. Like aim at the kind of high end of the market and deliver something that's the quality that those sort of people would expect. Hi, Linda. Hi, Marianne. Oh, lovely to see you. Okay, so the first one is to check your product is viable, check out the competition. If there's no competition, right? If no one does your thing, that would strike alarm bells for me. There's further searching that you would need to do. Here's the problem. If no one sells your thing, and you probably have heard me tell this story before, but I have had a completely unique side hustle, which I thought was the answer to everything. I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. No one else has done it. It was a nightmare. And the reason it was a nightmare is because you're not in a department store where people are walking past and going, oh, look at that. That's not something I've ever heard of before. Let me go over and have a look at it. What is it? Explain it to me. That's not the market that you're selling in. You're selling online. So you might do the occasional craft fair and stuff, but the bulk of your sales, to have a sustainable business, the bulk of your sales are going to be online. So if you come up with something that people aren't searching for, they're not going to find it, no matter how brilliant it is. So if you decide you're going to, make, I don't know, like crocheted hats for garden gnomes, that might be quite cute. And when people actually see those, that might be something that they go, oh, that would be lovely. I'd love to have those in my garden. Unless I'm missing anything, there's not anybody searching for crocheted hats for garden gnomes. So then when no one's searching for your thing, of course you can say, well, that's a gift, isn't it? It's a gift for, a gardener. So you could you could be using the search term as gift for gardener, but then you're competing with the big boys. You're competing with Adobe's and every garden company online. So checking that people are using the search phrases that describe your product or your service is a really, really good first step. Okay. Yes, Nikki, hats for gardener. It would probably be cute. I don't think people are searching for it. Okay, so that's number one. Check out the competition. Number two, check Google Trends. Just put into Google Trends, and you will see that Google will bring up all. So basically, Google is obviously the biggest search engine in the world. Google knows what people are searching for. So you can go into Google Trends. I just tried it before I came on here. I was going to share my screen, but it's going to take me too long. I've got a meeting coming up at 4:45. So I'll just explain it to you. Just put Google Trends into Google. The page will come up. What you do is you just then put in whatever you think describes your side hustle. So what you think people are going to be typing in to find your thing. So I tried it for my coaching business, Happy Side Hustle, and I tried it for my product business, Theta Jewelry, just so that I could check that it worked for both, and it worked brilliantly. So for my jewelry business, I started with the word jewelry. I just put in jewelry. So you can put in possibly more, but you can definitely put in 3 words and compare. You might be able to do more than that. I didn't try more than 3. So I put in jewelry, and then I put in hand stamped, and then I put in personalized necklace. And what Google does is it goes, okay, let me have a look at the search volume for that, and let me suggest to you the exact phrases that people are using to find that thing. Now, this is all useful further down the line as well when you're thinking about how you're going to be visible online and how you're going to set up an Etsy shop, for example, or how you're going to set up your website, or even your LinkedIn profile, or however you're selling your service. It's useful for that, but it's also useful right at the beginning part where you've got your side hustle idea and you're at that point going, do I invest time and money in this? How do I know if it's going to sell? This is how you check. So you do your competitors research, you go into Google Trends, and you have a look. And if the words that you are using, or if you see, so what sometimes Google will do, it will suggest a phrase and you'll go, oh, I never thought of that, but it perfectly describes my thing, then that's brilliant. So if there are global searches on Google, when you're using Google Trends, you can go UK, I can go just Scotland or just Wales or just Ireland or whatever. If you're selling in the UK, I would be using UK and just seeing how many people are searching for that thing. Okay. And then the third one, which is specifically for product-based businesses, is if you go to etsy.com/trends, etsy.com/trends, then Etsy shares with you the things that people are searching for on Etsy. So this is useful, even if you've got a service-based business, but you're maybe selling digital downloads, you'll be able to see what people are searching on Etsy for there. But specifically, if you've got a product-based business, it will say to you, people are searching for things that are sky blue. People are searching for llamas. People are searching for eco-friendly Christmas decorations or whatever. And it's regularly updated, and it's Etsy's summary. So Etsy will send these out in email from time to time. But if you go on to etsy.com/trends, you will see the latest update as to what Etsy is experiencing in terms of search. So in summary, the 3 things that you need to check before you take an idea and you invest time and money into creating a side hustle out of it are: check the competitors. Are people already selling your product or your service? If they are, brilliant. If they are not, warning bell. Do the other 2 things as well, but honestly, warning bell if they're not. And I have lived through that. So if people are not searching for it, it may be that they don't, and it's not necessarily that if they came across it, they might not want it, your perfect person, but they're not going to stumble across it on the giant World Wide Web. So check that there's a searchable phrase that you can use for your side hustle. Secondly, check with Google Trends, see what people are searching for. Google Trends is brilliant to allow you to create new ranges, to adapt things. So you might sell something, but you see in Google, people are looking for a specific subsection of that, or, something that's related to that. So say, for example, in Google Trends, I put in personalized heart necklaces, and everything is personalized. The biggest kind of search on Google is personalized letter necklaces, which I didn't check, but it probably is, because if anybody watched Love Island, they're all wearing those necklaces with names and birth signs and whatever on them, but they're actual letters. I suspect that will be really big now because of Love Island, or yeah, it might have been before, and they're demonstrating the trend. But it then allows me to go, okay, well, I'm making hand stamped names onto hearts. Could I then expand the range into doing some sort of letters? Now, I'm not actively really promoting my product-based side hustle, so I won't. But a few years ago, that might have inspired me to go, actually, here's a trend I want to jump on, because I bet if anybody is looking for an idea, I bet those will be massive this Christmas, because they're all over Love Island and influencers. And why would people buy them just because people on Love Island are wearing them? Tell me in the comments if you know. Because people on Love Island are wearing them, why does it make, it might not influence you, but why generally will that mean that there'll be massive sales of those necklaces? Tell me. Yeah, there's a wee gap here, so a wee delay, so I'll have a drink. Let's see. Sheep, Ellen. Well, yeah. But so the sheep thing is one of the things. So we're heavily influenced by people like us. So when I watch Love Island, I don't think I'm like, I love a Love Island, right? Guilty pleasure. But I don't watch it and think I'm like those people, because I appreciate that I am twice their age. But if it were kind of 50-year-old Island and I was watching it, that would be hugely influential to me, because we're very influenced by people that we determine to be like us, or people that we want to be like. So, you know, if you've got friends that are very much like you and that you like, and they all have, so say, for example, all your friends have an iPhone, they've upgraded to the latest iPhone, and they're like, oh my goodness, we've got this latest iPhone and it's just amazing. That would make you more likely to check it out. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to buy it. It doesn't mean that you're getting it just because they've got it. But our brains are heavily influenced by people that we deem to be like us and what they like, and therefore we think we should like that as well. And that's just hardwired into us. Because you keep seeing them as well, Jackie. Yeah, that's a good one. So you keep seeing them in Love Island. So the first time I saw Chloe wearing one, I was like, what is that actually written on her necklace? Because I thought, it doesn't look like it says Chloe. Was it Chloe that had it? One of them had Sagittarius, I'm sure, on her necklace. Took me a while to actually like work out what it was, because my eyesight isn't brilliant. But yeah, so reticular activating system, right, Jackie? So it's what it's done there is I didn't know those necklaces were a thing. In fact, here's an example. So a long time ago, when I was young, like teenager young, I went on holiday with my mom and dad to like, I don't know, somewhere like Tenerife maybe. And there was a man in the street who was making necklaces from letters. And they were just like, basically the letter, he just had a tray full of letters, and he put, you know, you just said what letters you wanted and he put them on a silver chain. But I was like, oh, I would love one of those necklaces. So I must have been good. So my mom said, okay, I'll buy you one, you know, but on our last night, I'll buy you one. So we went out to find like the man, you know, selling it on the promenade. And my mom was like, this is really embarrassing. Mom was like, okay, so we want to buy one of those necklaces and we would like Julie on it. And I was like, no, I don't want Julie on it. And she's like, well, what else would you want on it? Do you know what I wanted on it? ABBA. So I had a necklace with ABBA on it, and I was really disappointed. For those of you who kind of are aware of ABBA back in the day, the first B used to be backwards when they wrote ABBA, like on the album, and he couldn't do the B backwards because of the way the charm was designed. So I was happy with it, but wasn't delighted with it because I didn't feel it was the full ABBA experience. Anyway, it just shows you the trends come back around again. When you live long enough, everything comes back right. So yeah. So a couple of reasons. You see, so the kind of liking effect, the fact that you become aware of them, you see them all the time, Jackie, and that's like advertising, isn't it? You have to see something kind of 7, 8, 9 times before it nearly starts to sink in. Lifestyle copying. Yeah, absolutely. It's aspirational, isn't it? You look, well, again, you know, I imagine if you're 20 and you're watching Love Island, you're like, oh, you know, it just looks like for most of the time they had a great summer and they're all beautiful and they all seem very happy and blah blah. So yeah, so absolutely aspirational. But the other thing, kind of generally with influencers, you know, if you take it out away from Love Island and just talk more generally about influencers, are people connect to people. So I'm always talking about this. So you have to really be your brand as a small side hustle. You have to be your brand. So you can't hide behind a logo. You can't hide behind, you know, here's a picture of my product. You have to let people see you and connect with you, because who's going to want to buy from you unless they really kind of feel that they know you, unless they feel that they connect with you. Massive brands use influencers. Massive brands use influencers because it's brilliant marketing, because you can't connect to Amazon, right? You can't, or so let's look at what is it, Pretty Little Thing, I think, that sponsor Love Island, which is a massive clothing brand, isn't it? But their marketing budget is used on getting influencers to wear their stuff and tell everybody that it's brilliant. And the reason that they do that is because people connect with those influencers. You can look in their eyes, you can go, oh, I want to be like that person. I want to support that person. Now, as a side hustle brand, you need to let people see you. You need to let people kind of get you. So for a product, but 100% for a service, like the reason that I do my free challenges is I just don't think for 1 minute anyone is going to just randomly come across my website and go, I want to pay that woman to be my business coach. Like, who would do that without actually knowing, without actually working out if you like me, if I'm somebody that you would like to work with, and, you know, if that feels good for you. And I'm not for everybody, and you know, I don't take on everybody either. We have to work out if we're a fit. We can't do that if you don't get to know me online. So check out your competitors and check out what's being said. Check Google Trends and see what people are searching for. And finally, if you've got a product base, check etsy.com/trends for inspiration and to see the sort of things that people are buying. Do your due diligence before you invest time and money in your side hustle idea. However, do not let this put you off. Do not go, oh no, that sounds really complicated. You don't have to do all three of those things. Just do one of them. Like, just do one of them. And as soon as you get that evidence, that's fine. It's enough for your starter hustle. Don't use this as a reason to procrastinate. Do something, particularly for those of you that were on the challenge last week. Please be still moving your side hustle forward. We're almost a week after your side hustle idea was born. Remember, tiny steps. Be more Suzanne. Just do one tiny step a day. And after a week, you will be further forward than you were last week. And 2 weeks ago, you probably didn't even have the idea. So it's exciting, but it's snowballing. It's about that momentum. Once you get a car starting to go down a hill, it's hard to stop it. But if you're stuck at the top of the hill and you don't have any momentum, it's difficult to get it going. So I want you to get your car going down the side hustle hill, because what's at the bottom of the hill? Your side hustle vision, the thing that you absolutely want to spend your side hustle money on. It's a joyful way to create that money. It's a joyful way to spend that money at the end. Guilt-free luxuries. Who doesn't want that? You just need to keep up the pace. The Start Your Happy Side Hustle program opens on Monday. For those of you that have been through the program before, you are invited back in to the Start Your Happy Side Hustle classroom. So make sure you already, well, if you're not already in there and you have purchased the program before, just make sure that you request to join before Monday. And we're going to get everybody's side hustle either tweaked. We're going to maybe start at starter side hustle, or we're going to start the new side hustles for the new people that have just joined in the last couple of months. We're going to get them all started from Monday. It's a daily task every day. It's motivation, momentum from me. It's a Zoom coaching call every Thursday where I will look you in the eye and I will check that you're being Suzanne. Imagine if you did that for 8 weeks. Imagine if you were Suzanne for 8 weeks, and as long as you turn up and do the tasks 1 minute a day, I guarantee you I will be there to hold your hand, support you, and make sure that I shake you out of any wobbles or I help you overcome any blocks that you get in that 8 weeks. It's a guarantee, as long as you do the work, that your side hustle will be up and running properly way before Christmas and just in time to make the most of the massive Christmas market. Join me. The doors close tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m. and that's it. We're going to have an induction on Sunday and we start properly on Monday. There are 6 people, I think, ready and waiting to go. Some who are doing the program again and some from this time. So if you would like to join them, make sure that you join before 5 p.m. tomorrow on Friday. It's hpy.tips, happy, so hpy.tips/start. Okay, brilliant. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And for those of you in the START program, I will see you on Sunday night. Take care, everyone. Bye.